National Institute of Astrophysics, Optics and Electronics, and the University of Massachusetts have developed the LMT, the Large Millimeter Telescope Project, which is located at the top of Sierra Negra volcano in the National Park Pico de Orizaba, near Texmalaquilla, a little town of the municipality of Atzitzintla in the state of Puebla. This project was born in November 1994 with the objective of building the largest and most precise radio telescope of its kind in the world. The LMT will have the capacity to detect millimeter waves from the most distant zones of the universe. The LMT will consist of a parabolic antenna 50 meters in diameter that will be working between 60 and 300 GHz with a rotation of 360 degrees. It will be manufactured in Mexico with cutting-edge technology. This project will become one of the most important scientific and technological advances of radio astronomy in Mexico and in the world. One of the objectives of the project is to favor the development of Mexico's high-skilled labor and technology for the construction of a first-world project. The Large Millimeter Telescope is mainly formed by the following concepts: steel structure alidade, steel elevation wheels, steel pipe reflector truss work, stainless steel subframes, and a reflecting surface made out of carbon fiber and reinforced plastic. All these concepts collide for a very conscious selection in which a Mexican steel manufacturer company could be awarded for this enormous scope of work. This is how Adrianns.mp4, a national company with a high production capacity in steel manufacturing processes, gets awarded for the manufacturing, transportation, and installation of the main parts that conform the Large Millimeter Telescope. Adrianns.mp4 has the infrastructure that complies with the requirements of the project, from the simplest hardware to the most advanced technology. With the following hardware, Adrianns has come through the different stages of the project course: CNN pantographs for cutting processes, welding equipment under well-recognized tolerances, sandblast and painting booths, maneuvers with close tolerance precisions, enough manufacturing space to build parts with the required dimensions, professional personnel with high experience in design, engineering, technical, manufacturing, topography, transportation, mechanical, and erecting applications. The Large Millimeter Telescope requires the most strict supervision recognized in the world, ISO 9001-2000. This standard has been applied by Adrianns since the beginning of their scope of work, and nowadays Adrianns.mp4 has come to a point to compete as a world company. Adrianns has finished today the manufacturing process of the supporting structure called alidade. Its different components were manufactured under a millimeter tolerance. A trial assembly process was required to assure the precision of the telescope on its final destination at Puebla. This is why the Jet Propulsion Laboratory came to supervise this stage at Adrianns facilities, and it was shown that the assembly was in perfect conditions, so the assembly was approved for transportation. Today, the second stage of the alidade shop trial assembly has begun. The same millimeter accuracy will be achieved and will be ready for transportation shortly. The steel elevation wheels, completely manufactured, are the interface between the alidade and the reflector truss work. Through the elevation axis, these pieces will allow the reflector to rotate through the elevation axis. Another set of pieces were designed to interface the reflector and the elevation wheels. They were also completed at Adrianns. The reflector manufacturing stage was consciously planned by Adrianns.mp4 and Anteto Incorporation, an American company which is in charge of a system integration of all the components of a telescope. The manufacturing phase of a reflector has started, and with the full-time supervision of Anteto at Adrianns facilities, it was possible to come up with a fixture design that allows the tolerance required for this process, the same on each element manufactured. A total of 48 trusses are part of a reflector, and, as in the alidade, is required a trial shop assembly, which nowadays is completed. In order to receive the 180 carbon fiber reinforced plastic panels into the reflector structure, 180 subframes were conceived. The subframes will be attached to the reflector by the means of actuators and will hold up the carbon fiber reinforced plastic panels through a high-technology adjusting system. As everything planned at Adrianns, the transportation of the steel elements is under progress. The accessibility of the mountain has been prepared for transportation purposes. Today, more than 400 tons have been shipped to the site and 400 tons more will be shipped shortly. A great effort has been made. The concrete basement is finished and the assembly of the allied components has started. The complex concrete basement makes possible the rising of a concrete cone that will be the center of a telescope. On the top of it, the interface with a panther bearing that allows a telescope to rotate through a 40-meter steel track that will receive the complete allied structure. This interface is now located as well as a temporary supporting structure for the 400 tons that Adrianns has shipped to erect the first stage of the allied site work. For accomplishing the erecting processes, either on-site as at a shop, Adrianns has come to a crane capacity of 150 tons, planned to be extended up to 500 more. The conditions for finishing this project on-site require an expertise team of engineering and administration regulations and procedures that Adrianns has fulfilled 100%. This will make possible the completion of the LMT project by the year 2003. This is why, nowadays, Adrianns has the capability to participate on the global development in astrophysics, optical and high-precision instrumentation manufacturing. Part of the scope of work of Adrianns was to participate in the design, manufacturing, transportation and installation of the 180 carbon fiber reinforced panels to be the reflecting surface of a telescope. Since this process was not available in Mexico, a technology transfer was required. A partnership with the United States was conceived, and so, Composite Optics Incorporated from San Diego came to the picture. With the most advanced technology on the subject, COI agreed to transfer their technology to Adrianns de Mexico. A team of engineers from Adrianns were trained on composite-like materials through their diverse processes. Today, this dream has come true, since a full technology transfer program is happening through COI and Adrianns to train more than 35 engineers in order to learn and complete the scope of work so called out in this concept. Adrianns, based on their knowledge, will start the manufacturing of the 180 CFRP in the most advanced high production facilities of America. This facility will be functional by the first half of the year 2002 and will be equipped with the most advanced machinery, a curing oven with a close control supervision, a vacuum system for curing procedures, a storage area for composite material with temperature controls, a clean room for manufacturing procedures, a CMM metrology machine, quality assurance laboratories, and a control painting booth among others. This technology transfer will allow Mexico to be among the most capable companies on the composite-like materials production. In a near future, Adrianns will be able to apply this technology on unimaginable projects with diverse applications: medicine, aeronautics, safety, transportation, sports, astrophysics. Our next goal in astrophysics calls for the construction of 64 antennas in Chile. The ALMA project will be one more step for the Mexican composite-like materials applications.